Hello, Gina. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Hi, I can both hear you and see you. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Everything is well. So
All
thanks
right.
for coming to my LinkedIn message. I've been seeing your post, and I thought that it would be interesting to discuss what your services are, what you're doing, and what your background and experience has been in the hedge fund
Yeah,
industry.
no doubt. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. Absolutely. It was my absolute pleasure to talk with you today. Thank you for joining this call, firstly. And Gina, as I can see right here, you are looking to launch your own fund from the beginning of July, correct?
Yes, we have launched yesterday. It was the first day of launch.
All right. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
How it went for you?
There's so much to do. The PM is just swamped because of his trading. He trades both equities and futures, but mostly futures. And there's a lot to do for him.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah, which is
Like
good.
what?
This is what we're looking for.
Like what?
Like the whole trading and the analysis and all the margins and the expenses that are coming, and and also getting used to the prime brokers platforms, since it's his first day of trading with these prime brokers in particular.
Great. Awesome to hear it. How many team members do you have today?
We're two. It's just the PM and I.
Okay. Got it. And do you have any asset under management today? Or is it like zero?
Assets under management? No, we have $5 million.
So, okay, so that's what you have currently.
Yes.
$5 million. Okay. And is it like your own money or is it like someone else's money?
No, so the PM, he used to work at a hedge fund in New York, and he used to be a junior PM. So the managers over there, the two PMs that were running the hedge fund where he was working, they were kind enough to provide us with $5 million to start.
So they gave you $5 million to start your own fund with, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. And what you have already promised for return?
Say again?
What you have already promised for return? What you will generate for return?
Well, he just started yesterday. He still doesn't.
I mean, but
he's not.
you have already built a structure on how much you will generate for return per year to the investors or to someone who is not aware of you, correct? I mean,
Yes,
you
well,
haven't yet.
At this point, I cannot give you a clear number. Let's see how things go, and then I can ask to PM to provide me with a number. But again, the number will be very theoretical because we started trading yesterday.
Yeah.
So he will have to put his strategy and to make all the calculations backwards, and we can get you a number, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, sure. I'm absolutely aware of that. But I mean, when you will start to do something, you will not tell them, all right, give me 5 million and I will not give you like any performance. I mean, you will say something that, all right, it will be from this range to this range, correct? That's how things going on, correct?
Yes, but there was no agreement on a specific number.
Yes, that's great. I mean, you had a great agreement right there to get 5 million, and there is no agreement on how much you will get for return.
Yeah, but it's also it's very liquid. They can they can withdraw their money anytime by giving us notice, right? It's a hedge fund. So whenever they feel that the returns are not as much as they want, they can withdraw their money. They need to give us notice, of course, but they can withdraw their money at any point.
Okay. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a notice, and they do trust the PM. He worked with them for over 4 years, and one of them is a macro trader. He's one of the most famous macro traders in New York, and they trust him, and we see how it goes. But I mean, my call with you is to understand how to increase our assets under management, because these 5 million, they don't cover the expenses. To be very frank, I mean, you might know that we will break even starting 15 million of AUM. 15 million, we break even without even drawing any salary. So because there's a lot of expenses that are associated with running a hedge fund. So right now, the PM, he has $500,000 that he will be putting towards expenses. So what I needed to understand from you is what are the services you offer, how we can grow our assets under management. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally understand where you are at your own stage. You are looking to raise minimum 50 million to get to the break even stage. Is that what you're
15 million, 1.5 to break even. Yeah.
To break even.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your own runway?
What's your what? What's our what?
What's your own runaway? I mean, for how long, how many more months can you actually get into or keep the business going on?
3 years. No, we make sure that we can keep it running for 3 years because we're hoping to build a track record meanwhile and increase the assets under management. But we're not planning on staying just with $5 million for 3 years, for sure.
Correct. Why not?
Because we want to grow the business and we want to make money. We just don't want to break even.
Yeah. I mean, I have already seen hedge fund managers who has already launched their own funds. It took them between 5 to 7 years to get to the 10 millions. Correct? Maybe you have already seen that before.
Yes, but I've also seen other hedge funds that can get to 100 million in 5 years. There are many stories, right? And I meet them because I'm based in New York. So I go to all the events and what I'm doing is business development. So I'm meeting other people working in the hedge fund industry and who run their own portfolio. And many of them, they reached 30 million by 2 years and 100 million by 5 and 6 years. So it's possible. And others, especially the ones who do quant and who are having great returns, they are just, their growth is just exponential.
Yeah, at the same time, I have already seen a hedge fund. They have already launched it 1 year ago. They are at 500 million today.
500 million. Yeah.
500 million. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm seeing some that have launched with 200 million, but they have a track record from previous hedge funds where they used to work, and they have relationships, and they have an institutional investor that has provided them with 200 million. For us, you can consider that it's high net worth individuals that have allocated these $5 million.
Understood. And right now, your own partner or the other one who is into the fund, he would invest 500K into the fund to get the fund running or to buy
for 3 years. Yes.
For 3 years. All right. Understood. And do you have any background or do you have any method on how you can raise capital for the fund from your own perspective?
Well, what we're doing is just at this stage building relationship. We're just building relationships. We don't have any ask, and we're asking for introductions, for warm introductions. We're not at this point, and I'm the one who's drafting the strategy. I'm not thinking of any cold outreach. The only outreach I would do is semi-cold, warm-ish, and I go to events, I meet people, and I try to get some leads and to get some introductions. So this is what we're doing at this point. As I told you, we just launched, so we don't have a track record. There are lots of conferences going on in the US and in New York in particular. But at this point, going to a conference, as you know, some of them cost $20,000 just to attend. And knowing that we have just launched, it's not a good return on our money. So we can pay the money as long as there's a good return that will come out of it. So right now it's just going to some small events and meeting people and seeing if they can introduce us to others. And I also need to tell you that for all institutional investors, and whenever we have to go through IC or through any board, it's not going to happen because no investment committee and no board will vote on any investment when the PM doesn't have, when the hedge fund doesn't have a track record yet, since we have just launched.
Right.
So this is also not our prime focus.
Understood. So it's more about ultra high net worth individuals that you are focusing on right now.
Yes,
And
and
more
personal
about
relationships.
more about attending the events to the right ones and see which one has the best benefit for your own current stage, correct?
Yeah.
Understood. And I mean, the other one, maybe he has already built like connections before from his own network, from his own connection. Maybe he knows someone who can actually get you up to like
This is
two.
to how much? Get us up for how much? How much?
I mean, 2-3 millions can he get from his own network, from his own connection, maybe because he have already
Yes,
worked it.
this is something that we're hoping to acquire. We're hoping to acquire. We think that the chances are high, but we can never be sure. There is also a small percentage of people just thinking it's not the right time for them to invest.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, it's completely new found, and everyone will be skeptical in the beginning. I will be completely honest with you, and they will actually doubt your own credibility in the beginning. That's absolutely their own right. I mean, you can't actually force anyone to look to your own fund. You are completely new today, and but what I can recommend you to do right here is, firstly, you can build relationships. That's what you need to do for long term. You need to be more like about relationships, not about the transactions. That's what you need to focus on in the beginning. There is a grind right here. You will grind actually. So there is a grind. You can't run away from it. And what you need actually to do is you need actually to be more like more easier to found and create high certain environments. So what that's mean? I mean, the commitments of the invest commitments, most of the time they are not getting, or they are not going to the hedge funds because they don't have a trust or they don't have confidence of these hedge funds that they will stay here for the long term. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to create high certain environment. How you will create high certain environment, I will tell you like an easy trick right here to do is just to have more on you on when they will do Google search on your own name. So that's why they are doing the due intelligence, correct? So whenever they will do due intelligence on your own name, something it has to come up, some context that it has to align with your own investing, trading, investing, with your own thesis, your own unique selling point, your own edge. That will absolutely be helpful. But if you have nothing on Google search, it will be absolutely hard for you to raise capital because every time they will do due intelligence, they will feel all right. They are new, they are completely new found. There is nothing on their own name or on Google search. How I will actually allocate like even 100K to them? You understand? So you need to think from their own perspective at the same time. So you need to understand how you can create high certain environment. How you will do that? You can do that today by multiple ways. You can attend events, but even if you will attend events, but you haven't built your own name, your own brand, it will be hard for you to raise capital. Have you already seen that? What do you think about that?
It's a very hard environment to raise capital for everyone, even for hedge funds that have been operating for a few years. It's just a hard environment for capital. And yeah, it's a long game for sure. I see that the name of your company is Mina Growth. Are your contacts in the Middle East and North Africa? Is this what you're doing? Is this what you're doing?
Exactly. So what we are doing right here is we have connections from the biggest markets, Mina Growth, Mina markets. We have from the European market, the US markets, and Asia, Hong Kong. So what we have done is basically we have raised capital for the last 5 years in different markets and in different early stages. What we were in the beginning, we were into the EB project, so we were helping like companies to scale up to new markets. Then after then, we have done transaction to the private sector. So we start to help companies to get funding and to scale up. Then with the time, we have already seen a huge gap in the hedge fund industry. Like most of the hedge fund managers, they can scale up to over 1 billion to the management. And after we have already been in the fundraising for the last 5 years, we started actually to create solution for them on how they can raise capital aggressively, massively, and constantly. Because as we have already seen, they are absolutely good in portfolio management, and they are absolutely not good at all in capital raising. And that's the main thing in the hedge fund industry. So if you want actually to scale up, you need to have more capital. I mean, you can't run away from it. It's
Yes.
It's the most aggressive business model in the world. And if you want to enter a business model that it has already to make you aggressive to raise capital, then you need to understand what you need to learn in order to get to up there. That's what the BlackRock, they have already done when they have already started. They have already raised capital when they didn't want to have capital. So you need to be like more proactive, not reactive. What that means. So whenever you don't need to have capital, you have already capital. Let's say that you have already like getting the first 15 millions. You will never have like a pause, or you will never like wait for like better times to raise capital again. You need to keep raising capital constantly. You understand? That's how aggressive you need to become in the business model in order actually to become something, or in order to scale up to over 1 billion. So that's what we are doing. So basically we have